Welcome to Livewired. I'm Eugene here, and today I want to test the plugin by Bogren Digital, Sub-093 or MLC S093. Now I own a bunch of plugins by Bogren Digital, all the PV stuff, and also the MLC Sub-000, as well as some bass bass plugins, and I think the rectifier one, and also the Trivium plugins as well. Kind of like them and use them as well. And this one is a new one, and as a fan of Dimmu Borgir and someone who played a lot in this musical genre, I toured a lot with the band Seriola, where I also wrote the songs. So it was definitely interesting for me. I was excited to, listen to this plugin and see if it can fit my my workflow, my sound, and we'll try it out today, right? Now, I have to also look for the stream. I hope I can see something. Got some technical issues. I'm all alone here, so I gotta see everything. All right, I think we are still online. All right, I can see the chat, so if anybody's there, just let me know. Okay, cool. Let's begin then. So today I'm gonna be using Easy Drummer for the drum kit, and I want to do something black metal like, although Dimmu Borgir is of course not your classic black metal band. It's more sinful black. So let me see if I can find some cool black metal grooves here. There you go, black metal. What do we have here? Yeah, very black metal. It sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? Now, let me copy the drum part first, and then let us actually take a look at the plugin. All right. And by the way, the guitar I'm using here is a, I think 1991 or 1990 Les Paul Studio, Gibson Les Paul Studio. And I've also got some more metal guitars in the background, like a Japanese Jackson Kelly with Seymour Duncan parallel access distortion pickup, as well as the ESP E2 Eclipse loaded with EMG 57 combo TW, and also the E2 Baritone 7-string with Fishman Fluence modern pickups. So just, you know, to cover some of the, you know, some of the flavors suitable for that kind of music. But I'm starting with the Gibson now. All right, let's take a look at the actual plugin. Should we? I have to find it first. Okay, there we go. And here it is. Now, what do we see here? I mean, if you're familiar with Bogren or Neural DSP plugins for that matter, this looks kind of familiar to you. So here in front you got your amp, your head with your settings. You can switch the tubes, I think from 6L6 or KT88. Let's listen for what's the difference. Seems like the KT88 setting is adding some high end and high mids, making it more present. While all the 6L6s sound slightly darker. I'm guessing the KT88 produced more harmonics, because otherwise I don't know why there should be such a difference. All right, then we have your presence and depth. Obviously presence adding more high end, depth adding more sub low end. Let's check this out. Very dark and then going all the way high. Sounds good for black metal. Now the depth. Yep, that's more sub-low end. Now the gate. Let's turn it off. Gate works very well. Now we've got your equalizer. I don't think I have to play with that much. Obviously your gain. Let's tell it all the way down. Okay, even in the lowest setting, the third channel is still. Has a lot of gain, doesn't it? Let's check out the second channel. Still a lot of high gain there. Can we produce something cleaner? Ah, sounds fun. Well, obviously you can use it for some kind of blues as well, which is cool. Why not? Right? Even less gain. Oh, sounds a bit thin though. Anyway, that's how the second channel sounds. So let's check the first channel out. By the way, probably there's some distortion a lot. Yeah, there's a distortion pedal engaged. Now this one should be clean. Doesn't sound that bad, doesn't it? Add some reverb, maybe some delay as well. Well, while it probably won't become my favorite clean sounding plugin, it still is pretty good, I think. Pretty usable. Oh, that's an Octaver. And by the way, if you didn't notice, we are in the pedal section now. Got 3 pedals here: Octaver, Brownsugar, which is kind of distortion, and then also an Overdrive in familiar green color. Let's take a look at the Octaver first. It has 2 octave settings from what I see. Let's turn off the delay for now and dial the reverbs slightly down. Sounds slightly overdriven. And then you can dial in the direct sound or can dial it out. Does something different, some weird artifacts. Okay, let's try the Octave 2 alone. Let's dial up the Octaver 2. Sounds weird, but could be usable, I guess. Let's try the Octaver 1 now, just alone 100%. Try them both mixed in. So it seems to distort the low end slightly. But I think we can use this. And now your Overdrive. Pronounce the mids. Yeah, sounds like a alright tube screamer. I guess I will probably use this more like a clean boost here. Let's check how it's working as your regular tube screamer. Yeah, it cleans up the low end, pronounces the mids. Just a regular tube screamer, which is a good thing. And now we got this Brownsugar distortion with whole 4 modes. Wow. Now let's get a clean channel and listen for the sound of this pedal on its own. Alright, let's put up the distortion. Okay, so it's definitely not a ultra high gain distortion, at least on the 4th channel. Let's try the first one out. Alright, it's actually more like an overdrive. Slightly more than an overdrive, but definitely not your typical, you know, high gain distortion pedal. I must also say that my impression is that all these 4 modes sound pretty similar. It says Schottky diode, impulse diode, germanium diode, and Leuchtdiode, which is LED in German. I just wrote Leuchtdiode. Well, maybe because I've got the German installation file or whatever. Okay, so germanium is the king, isn't it? A huge difference, isn't it? Not. Okay. Ain't bad at all, but also not nothing, you know, out of line. Now let's switch back to the 3rd channel. I can use the clean up with Overdrive. A lot of high gain there. Let's dial it down slightly. Oh yeah, in case you didn't hit like and hit subscribe, I'd appreciate that. So let's take a look at the cab now. They've got their IRDX technology, or they call it, and it, if I understand this correctly, it adds some more dynamics and more life to your guitar cabinet IRs. Let's just see the difference by playing with and without it. Let's start with it. Now, on the first, my first impression is that it's also just adding some, you know, adding some more high end to the guitar, some more definition maybe. Yeah. I mean, I prefer it to be honest. I'm not sure if it does much more than that, but I guess it makes the sound better, at least in this context right here. So now what do we get here? We've got two speakers, and basically we can switch between two microphones. Oh yeah, for modern cab. Okay, so it's like a combo of your speaker and a microphone. So we got a modern cab with either Tube 67, which is probably a Neumann U67 replica, or Impulse. Dynamic 57 is clearly what they mean. The 201 dynamic. Do they mean like the Sennheiser 201? What do they mean? Not sure, but that sounds like a 57. Okay. No, it doesn't. So the 57 sounds completely different here. Now the Royer 1-to-1. Let's mix them both together, 57 and the Royer. Now, and there are also another ribbon mic. Right, and then you've got your distance for the mic from the cab, and also the angle of the microphone, you know. So you can really like nerd out until you find like the tone that is absolutely your favorite thing, probably. This is something for guys who like, use this, not use, but seek for the tone and all the details. I'm not patient enough to do this, to be honest. I'm someone who like scrolls between the presets and then basically see if I like it or not. And if I like it, I look if I want to adjust something, to sound it even better. And if not, I just skip to a different preset. And if it doesn't work, I would then switch to a different plugin, because sometimes the plugins are, working one context and not working in another context. All right, then you've got your master EQ. I think 8 or 9 bands or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 band. Oh, wow. And the red one is 1K and it's red. Okay, it's out right now. Let's put it in. Adding just adding the high end if you want to sound black metal, All right, so if you want to make your final adjustments to the sound, you can do that on this 10-band EQ, which is always a good thing to have inside a plugin. However, you can also use your regular EQ afterwards, I guess, for sculpting the sound and then transferring to a different project or whatnot is a good thing to have. I must say I don't use that very often though. Generally not in this plugin, because this is the first time I'm trying this plugin out. But also, you have this in the most plugins. Makes sense, but I really try to, you know, to set my sound on the amp already. However, of course, after you adjusted the cabinet, you still want to filter something else, so it totally makes sense. Right, now we've got your reverb. I like the design of the plugins, by the way. This one reminds me of Assassin's Creed, I think. Alright, let's check it out, the reverb. Got a low cut, mid and high cut, which makes sense. You don't want to have too much low end reverberated like this. Sometimes you want, but let's put up the decay. Colors the sound a lot, doesn't it? Sounds like a digital reverb thing. Long tail. Let's switch back to the first channel. Switch to neck pickup. Yeah, way too much hiss. I'm not sure what they modeled this after. But it reminds me of a DC Electronic multi-effects unit I used to have back in the day. Just was using with this guy, with the Angle Savage. It was right in here, and there were some, I think it was digital reverb or whatever they called it. It sounded pretty similar, you know, this high-end thing, you know, this high-end white noisy thing. Either you like it or you don't, and I'm not a great fan of it. And so let's see if you turn up the decay. Definitely not bad. Alright. Let's put the mix down. Let's reduce that. Let's put the low cut lower and the high cut slightly higher. Now let's try the delay, first without the reverb. Okay, got your, so you can sync it to the BPM of your project probably. Can activate or deactivate the ping pong. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. And set the time. not bad. I'm not sure why I can activate the ping pong, probably because it's for the stereo setting. And I have to route it for the stereo in and output. No, just your basic delay. It's alright. Nothing special, but it works, you know? It works. Let's put to the third channel for leads. Not bad. Okay, now that we looked at all the settings it has, well, obviously it's got a tuner that you can also mute, which is good. And by the way, let me tune the guitar and see how the tuner works, but generally they tend to be quite precise and good. One thing that is missing for me here, and this is something that Neural DSP has, is this double guitar feature, which is pretty nice, just to have a better idea of how your guitar will sound if you are double tracking, right? Sometimes, you know, a combination of two double tracks sounds with an amp completely different. But anyway, these things are also cheaper than the Neural USBs, so that's all right. I mean, the core sound until now, I think it's good. Now, something that's important for me are the presets, and got here rhythm from factory, and leads and cleans. Artist presets, obviously, from Silent House, from Dimo Burkett, and Victor Galzer quit, I think, so that's why they have a different guy now. Seth from Behemoth, these are from Emperor, Enslaved, May. Okay, I mean, you've got some important guys in a black metal scene. Funny, that's just one preset here. Let's see the Seth and Behemoth, or Behemoth, I call it rhythm. Sounds more like really old Behemoth, like driven by the Firewing Star or something like this era, where they're more black than anything else. Seth lead. Sounds nice. A lot of bands that I don't know as well, which is cool. Let's check out the rhythms by silent notes. Well, let's start with the beginning, right? Main rhythm. Okay. Nice. Okay. Clean one. Put the next bigger one. Yeah, I mean, could work for a Dimmu Borgir-like intro, definitely, if you're into that. Northeim. Sounds kind of, I mean, on one hand it sounds awful, on the other hand it sounds absolutely genius. Okay, maybe let's throw in an idea or something. Can I have a click or something? For whatever reason, I don't hear any click. Alright, I'll use this kick drum as my click. Okay, let's try and record this one. Oh, this crazy tails. I like it. I mean, every time the effects are over the top, I like it. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. Way too much. It's way too much, but I like it. Let's duplicate this one and play it together with it. Sounds like trash, but we don't care, or at least I don't. Let's listen to this. Way too loud. All right, now that's just for a weird intro, and I don't have really much time, to concentrate on that. Let's take this main rhythm KT88. So let's set it center for now, just for the recording. Okay, let's duplicate this bass, drum. Let's try it. Not from the beginning, come on. Somewhere from here, and let's go. Maybe something like this. Not from the beginning though. copy, and now we pan it to the left and record with double. Okay. Oopsie. Let's check that one out and see if it sounds any good. Disregarding my awful playing today. Ain't that bad. I mean, not the playing, but the sound. Well, it's pretty usable if you ask me. But there's one thing that I'm really interested about. And this is if how this plugin, which I must say is convincing, sounds good, especially if you're, you know, into that Timo Borgir or black metal sound. The thing, it does the job pretty well. But as we see, it's called Sub-Zero 93, and as you might know, Bogren Digital also have the plugin MLC 100, which looks similar to me and which I also own for quite a time, and where I want to say that this is actually also a good plugin. And let's take a look at it first, side by side, just, you know, to see if there are any similarities, right? Let's make it slightly smaller, just to fit on the screen. All right, so the form factor is basically the same. I got the nice red backlighting, and here you've got your like Mesa boogie plate thing going on with Timo Borgir logo graphics, and you don't have the KT and 606 switch here, but oh my god, you've got a 606 and EL34 switch here. All right, basically the equalizer is the same, gain, volume, just slightly different. 3 channels, presence and depth and gate, so basically almost same controls. And on the MLC 100 you also got your low, feed, high, feedback, all right, and also M45 switch, which reduces distortions in order to emulate a British circuit, and then also bright type 1, type 2, and blah and whatnot. If you take a look at the cab section, basically the same. We also got modern and a vintage cab, and also slightly different selection of microphones, if I see this correctly. Yeah, slightly different than your 10 channel EQ is basically the same. And of course the pedals, well, they look differently, but from the layout, they look identical. And also if you look at the pedals here, it has the Octaver, which the Bogren doesn't have, excuse me, the S0 Sub-Zero 100 doesn't have. It has just the, I think, the Overdrive and this Distortion, I guess. Or are they both Overdrives? I can't remember. Okay, so slightly different pedals in here. But, you know, let's just take our basic rhythm, go to factory presets, and I don't know, rhythm and the gates of hell. Maybe. And let's just you know, check them out, if how they're stacked or how they compare to each other. Okay, so this one is, let me. Alright, and now the Sub-Zero. Alright, it's obviously in the lead. Something where we go also to factory presets and high gain. Let's take the metal rhythm. No. Oh yeah, still listening to the other one. If you ask me, it's not an extreme metal, but I might be wrong. Okay, now let me look at this. Now let's do the following. Let's put the left one, so the Sub-Zero to the left, the Sub-Zero 100 to the left, and let's, oh, excuse me, this, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, so I'll put the Sub-Zero 100 to the left, or is it on the right? Okay. And the other one, I will put on the other side. Now, let us first set the overdrive. Similar way, got your level. Let's put it up, and the tone to the middle, and drive all the way down. Same thing here. Level slightly up. Okay, cut this color switch, but alright, and now let's see the settings on the actual amp, if we can. Now both have this 6L6 tube in them. Let's put this on the same tube. Okay, on left to right, it's pretty hard to compare them. So why would we not just put them near each other? and then put them in the middle. And then listen to the other one. Also pen it to the middle. Alright, now let's check the cabs as well. For now, let's turn off both EQs. And then select the same cabs with the same microphones at about the same settings. Let's put the Dynamics 57 and like Tube or Ribbon 1 to 1. And let's do the same here. The same here with Modern and Dynamic 57 and the Ribbon 1 to 1 on the Modern cab as well. Okay, now what's going on here? Right. Let's put both have the IRDX on 61% here, 61% there. All right, the distance, so like this, something like this, and also the 57 is like this. All right, so the cap settings are more or less identical. And now let's check this. Oh, it's still slightly different voicing, isn't it? This has this more high-end nose. I mean demo 100, and well, this one is more grindy, if I can use this term. Let's remove the overdrives as well, just to make sure, because they might be not identical as well. Okay, so they're definitely not the same. However, what if I switch here to this KT88, which has more high? Yes, for different beasts. The gain maxed out. They have a similarity. By all means, they have something similar, but they still sound different, which is good. And you know, oh, we've got here also Cyano's presets, Modern Extreme. Let's try some of the Cyano's presets in here. Main rhythm. I think I'm playing with a different amp right now. Yep. I'm afraid they are also not sounding good together. They don't really sound good together, but that's okay. They don't have to. At least not with the settings. I guess you can match that or not. Woo! Now, what I wanted to test as well is how the new guy sounds on, you know, lower tunings, right? Let's find this out. Turn off the 100. Again, this one is the ESP E2 made in Japan, 7-string baritone with Evertune bridge and Fishman modern pickup. Generally, this guitar sounds awesome everywhere, but I like how it also works with the Sub-Zero 93. Let me put it in the middle. I like it. Oh, you don't have this cluttered low end. Ain't bad, isn't it? Let's try this one. Alright, do I know somebody else? Napalm Death. I know these guys. Noise Bastard. Yes. It's noisy. And I'm not sure about its parents as well. Alright. Drake Savior of the Gear Gods. Big Chunkus. Sounds nice. I do not like the 6L6, to be honest. It's way too, dark for my taste. But I guess sometimes you just want to have it, right? What's this? Not bad. So this sugar here. It says killer tone. Okay, it sounds killer tone thrash. That's why I'm playing some kind of thrash. Yeah, sounds like a thrash metal tone. Not bad. Who's Rob Stacy here? Hold my beer, lead. Right. So basically it's cool. This is the basic C. Is it for drop down tunings here? Oh, come on. EV basic C. It reminds me of a kind of a Mesa sound, like the old ones, like Mark II or Mark III maybe, or whatever. Not bad. So, I mean, it can sound pretty different, right? Have a high gain. All right, I think it sounds pretty decent. To summarize, I think it's a good sounding plugin, does the job, especially within the suggested genre of music. So if you're into this kind of stuff, you know, Dimmu Borgir or the black metal-esque guitar sound, I think you might be happy with this plugin. Would this become my go-to plugin? I'm not sure. Probably there are some better ones also within the Bogren range, but